Hey y'all, I'm back with another silk press. Let's get into it. I'm so excited. So this is Miss Monica, and she has had in crochet for several months, and she's been on vacation, and she came in and she was like, okay, I need to do something different. So today we're going to do a silk press. We're going to do a steam treatment on her. We're going to do a rinse. She doesn't want color. She's actually allergic to color. So we're going to put a rinse on, and then and we're going to do a silk press on her. So I'm super excited about this because she has not had a silk press in many, many, many years. All right, so when I was younger and I was just a shampoo assistant for my mom, I shampooed this lady who had just come out of braids, and she had really, really fine hair, a beautiful texture, and I shampooed her, and I went right in that first shampoo and scrubbed. And when I tell you we were there the better part of like 4.5, 5 hours detangling her hair, like her hair matted up right before my very eyes. And I learned a valuable lesson that day. I do not scrub a client right after they've come out of braids. I don't care if they comb their own hair out. I don't care. I am going to put the product in after I wet you down, put a nice shampoo with a nice slip in that hair, and I'm sitting you up and we're going to comb you out. So if you can see here, I haven't gone into her scalp and started scrubbing. I literally just like rubbed the product in. And I also opened up the hair to make sure it got on the inside so there are no dry pieces. But if there is dry pieces, we'll handle it when I sit her up. So, yep, I'm just rubbing it in, making sure it's saturated good. And then, hey, sit on up. Let's go. It's helpful to me to break the hair up into 4 sections, and then if I need to break those up into smaller sections, then I would do that. It's just easier because sometimes it's not as tangled as it seems. And, I've had people ask me, well, why don't you do it when it's dry? I feel like when it's dry, I've noticed it's more painful for my clients to comb out dry. Now, me personally, on my own hair, when I take a sew-in out or any type of braid style, I will do a dry comb. But I just take my good time and I go slow. I start at the tips, I work my way up, and it doesn't hurt too bad. But I have some clients who are very tender-headed. And I found that I'm still going to comb it out when it's wet. So I just skip the middleman and I go straight for the wet comb out. Like I said, you get a shampoo that has a really nice slip, and this should not be a hard process. Also, another really fun thing that I like to do is when I finish a section, so you see I finished that back left corner, I will usually put medicated shampoo on their scalp and kind of massage it in and kind of almost do like a mini shampoo on each section if the person has really bad dandruff or like, just dry scalp and they've been experiencing just an overabundance of flakes. I'll go ahead and put some shampoo just on their scalp in that area and massage it in real good. And it's almost like a treatment while you're detangling. So they're enjoying that. And also it's kind of giving them a relief because a lot of clients don't love to have to wait to get that good scrub they've been waiting all week for. They really want you to scrub their hair, but I tell them, hey, you want me to scrub your hair or you want to be here an extra few hours trying to detangle it after I mat it up from scrubbing it right away, trying to please you, because I've done that. I had a client like, could you just scratch it? And I was a young stylist then, and I was like, okay, I'll just be gentle. Baby, it was a light mat, but it was a mat, it matted up. And I was really disappointed. I'm like, Cecily, no, you are the professional. You know what you're talking about. You stick to your guns and do the right thing. Do the steps. Encourage them. Let them know it's okay. You'll be fine. I'm going to get you. I know how to scrub some hair, some scalp. So just hold on. And so if you are a professional watching this, you be the professional. All right, so I do not scrub that first shampoo in at all. It's only for combing. I comb it through and I rinse, and then we're getting ready to get to the fun part. This shampoo, I'll put like a little link to it. It's a charcoal shampoo and it has lemongrass and it smells so amazing. I believe it has rosemary, but I'll put a link to it in the description box. Oh my gosh, y'all, it is amazing. And you can see the steamer has started up. And I like to let this shampoo sit for like 2 to 3 minutes. I think on the instructions it says maybe 3 to 5 minutes. But whatever the case, it feels and smells amazing. It just opens up your nostrils and everything. So yes, I really love this shampoo. It's by Chosen. Okay, so now that she has set for 2 to 3 minutes, I rinse her, and I like to do one more shampoo because whatever I take out, I like to put back in. Here you can see I just put her conditioner in, and I'm going to continue to let her steam the rest of the way and enjoy her treatment at the bowl. All right, so I finished her shampoo, her conditioner, and now we're going to put some leave-in on. And I will also put a picture of the leave-in that I like to use. Very moisturizing. It's by Miel. It's their pomegranate leave-in conditioner. I'll put a picture, or I'll put it in the description box. One of them. Y'all will see it at some point. And then I'm going to do my little patented braid down method. So I see different methods for people who are dealing with natural hair, and this is just my favorite. My mom taught me this many years ago when I shampooed for her, and basically it's a 5 or 6 plait. And what you want to do is you want to plait the hair into 5 plaits very loosely. You don't want them to be super tight because you want the air to be able to circulate through the strands. So I do a really loose either twist or braid, depending on, so that side piece I did a twist, and this side piece I might do a twist or a braid. It doesn't matter, honestly, so I might mix it up. But that middle part was kind of thick, so I didn't want it to unravel, so I did a braid. But the cider pieces were thinner, and her hair is not thin at all, but you know, it would hold a twist, you see, so I know it won't unravel on me. So I did a twist there. This middle part is a thicker piece, so I'm probably gonna braid it. And those back 2 pieces, the back piece I'm gonna split into 2 because it's so thick and it's such a nice little chunk of hair. I'm thinking about how I'm going to have to, blow dry it. So I break those into 2, and then I'm going to twist it. The part also that I did not include is I didn't include the rinse that I put on her. She bought her own rinse because she's allergic, so she brings her own rinse in, and I'll put it in for her. It's you can see she did a black, but it's actually not the best coverage, but I kind of like it. It kind of highlights her gray and just makes her gray look like, brown highlights. So hey, to each his own. It's cool. I mean, I think it looks great. So yeah, I'm just twisting those last 2 pieces, and then I'm going to pop her under the dryer for 10 minutes. Now that is the key, guys, because if you just start blow drying, then the clients are going to say, well, my scalp still feels wet. So what the point of popping them under the dryer is to get that scalp dry, and then to get the hair at least 70% dry, 70 to 80% dry. When I open it back up, it's still wet in the middle, but the outside is pretty dry, and their scalp is completely dry. So they're not complaining that their scalp is still wet, and then you're spending an inordinate amount of time blow drying when you could be, moving on to something else. So I'm very, very particular about how I spend my time. I don't like to waste time. All right, so I am the queen of combing. I think that you should comb out every step. And if you see here, I actually recorded it sped up, which I kind of regret now because when I tried to slow it down, it looked weird. But this part I didn't. But when I grab this section, I actually comb it out again first, and then I'll go in and blow dry. So I like to hit all of the corners, the outside corners, with the blow dryer first. Unless their ends are like super, super bad, and then I'll go over the ends first. But if their ends are okay, then I'll hit that root first, and then I'll go through and start to pull that hair with the blow dryer and the brush. The brush I will have linked as well in my Amazon store. It's by Aveda, and I used to use the Denman brushes for my blow dries, but The Aveda brush, actually, my clients love the feel of it on their scalp as opposed to the bristles on the Denman brush. So, yeah. So I'm clipping the hair up as I go after I finish the blow dry because I like to lock in the heat, especially in those thicker portions. If you'll notice, like when I finish this section, I'm not going to, because as I stated earlier, it's a thinner side, meaning not the hair is thin, but the section that I pulled is thinner. So I'm going to leave it down. It looks good. But I am going to ball it up when I do, after I finish this thicker piece here, because this thick piece does need to be contained. So yes, now let's talk about why this middle section here needs to go forward. This is so important because if you blow dry that hair, if she says, hey, I want a left part, and then you put the part on the left and you blow dry that hair, if she says, hey, I think I want a middle, it's a little bit harder to transition that hair. Or if she says, I want to be on the right instead, it's harder to transition that hair to the other side. So I like to bring everything forward. This creates natural volume in the top, and also it makes it easier for me to part that hair wherever I want to part it, and it'll have a nice fall forward in the face if that's what they're going for. Okay, even if they want it, they want it less in their face, it still gives that little bit of natural volume that you're looking for. So yeah, I hope that helps you guys. All right, blow dry is finished, and I'm gonna go in with some Dudley's Cream Press. I actually attended Dudley Beauty College in Chicago, and Miss Clausen was my director, Miss Deborah. Hey guys, I love them so much. And if you are in Chicago and wanna go to beauty school, go to Dudley. They are amazing. They love on you. They're real people, and the environment is not, toxic like I've seen at other beauty schools. So that's my little plug there because I just love those ladies. All right, so we're going in with the silk press, and I actually used some Moroccan oil as well. But if you notice, I showed you the amount. I don't use a lot. I use a very, very, very little and just spread it because I don't want the hair greasy. Okay, guys, now let's talk about this flat iron. Okay, so my coworker, she works in the other suite next door to me. She let me borrow her flat iron, and oh my gosh, I fell in love. This thing, the grip on it, the heat, everything. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. So it's called Glam Palm, and it is blessing my entire life. So I had already ordered, I'm gonna be honest, I ordered mine already, but I still borrowed hers. And so mine came in the next day after I finished this service, and I was like, well, at least I still got to do the service. But oh my gosh, I love these flat irons. I'm not an affiliate. I don't work for them. I think they have them on Amazon. I'm going to put the link down. I'm just going to give y'all the link you're going to get everything. Okay. I'm giving you everything. But I love them so much. OMG. And so I want to just explain this to you. I never go down the middle like this and do this, but because of recording, I'm still kind of getting the hang of my angles and how to record. So I decided to split it down the middle so it'll be a little easier for me to go from side to side instead of constantly passing in front of the camera. Yeah. So I'm hitting the roots with the pressing comb first, and then I'll go in and flat iron, and that's how I do it. And look at the color. I actually like how the color turned out. It looks like highlights, but it's just a rinse because she can't have color. So, yep, I hit those roots with my pressing comb, and I do a single pass on the hair. Now, I know right there, that last one looked like I did more than one, but I didn't. I'm telling you, I just had to kind of adjust my hand, but I do a single pass over the hair strand, and it works. And these flat irons make that possible. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let y'all continue to enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll chime in if I need to. All right, so really quickly, you see how when I flat iron, I follow up with the comb. That's so important. It's like paving the way for success. If you flat iron hair that is, not stretched, straightened out, it just makes your job a lot harder. And it even makes like ends that aren't truly split look more split, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I just like to do that. I was taught to put the comb in your hand, palm it. You don't set it down. You don't put it in your mouth. You don't put it in the person's head. You hold it in your hand, and then so that way you can easily grab it when you're ready to, to use it. So yeah, follow up with your comb behind your flat iron. It's amazing. Can we just take a minute and appreciate how gorgeous Miss Monica's hair is? She is a living testimony of how, protective styles bless your scalp and your hair. She has worn nothing but crochets, back to back, braid styles, crochets. When I met her, her hair was above her shoulder, and now shoulders. And now it's just long and beautiful, but we've never silk pressed her. We've only ever done protective styles on her, and she'd come in for treatments. She would come in and get trims. And if you notice, like, I'm going to trim it a little bit today, but because she stays on top of all of that, and trust me to, my judgment, really, she didn't need a lot off, she just needed a little dusting. And her hair is gorgeous. And so I just wanted to take a minute and recognize that. And look, it's like past the chair. So if growing your hair is what you want to do, put it away. It's the best thing you can do for your hair. Our scalp loves that humid, when it's tucked away in a sew-in or a crochet or something. It likes that little cocoon where it can just kind of hide and grow. Man, that thing will preach. You hear me? Everybody's trying to be out front and trying to be seen, but man, if you let God do what he needs to do in your heart, in those secret places, in the hidden places, when it's time for you to shine, you're gonna look like Miss Monica's hair. You hear me? You're gonna be shiny and long and beautiful and illustrious, luscious. Oh man, but yeah, so that's just to encourage somebody. If it's a believer that's listening and you've been really like trying to put your weight on it and get yourself out there and try to be seen, God knows who you are. He knows where you are. You're not hidden from him. So, just continue to be faithful in the quiet place, in the secret place. And God says he'll lift you up in due season, and your due season is here. So let him do it. Let him surprise you. It's going to be amazing. Okay. I don't know. I'm preaching a little bit. All right. All right, so we're going in with a little dusting now. I mean, just a little bit. And then after that, she says, she didn't really want to wear it. She didn't want to wear it curled or anything. She just wanted it kind of straight. So I'm going to go in after this, and I'm going to just put a little bump in it and let her be free, honey. All right, so this is my wax of choice. I love the Murray's wax because I have a little more control over it than when I use a stick. The sticks can release too much product depending on the temperature in the room. And so I rather, instead of putting that stick on their head, I rather emulsify it in my hands and have the exact amount that I want on those flyaways, because I don't want her whole head greasy. I just want to hit those flyaways with something heavy so that they don't get the notion to pop back up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I hit them, and then I'm going to hit her edges again with the pressing comb, and then we're going to get into the bump. This is also another little trick that I learned from my mother, and it's also the way that I like to do my sleek ponytails. So I'll hit it with some a little bit of spritz, and it could be a soft hold or something a little stronger, and then you hit it with the blow dryer. Hold your hand in place, so it'll keep the shape, whatever shape you put it in, it'll keep it. And so and then you hit it with the blow dryer, and it's actually set like that. And it only leaves when you break it apart. So if you comb through it, then then you'll kind of soften it up and the mold won't be there. But I prefer this over edge control. I really don't use edge control because I just don't love it. I don't love anything that, I don't like to know that it was there. Like with the spritz, one layer of this spritz doesn't flake up on me or my clients. It doesn't, act up. If I comb through it, it's like it was never there. You can feel the texture of it, but looking at it, you can't tell that it was something there. But edge control can be a little shiny looking and kind of oily looking, and especially me with sweating, and I'm in Texas and it's over 100 degrees right now out here. So yeah, I just said no to the edge control, and I like to use a spritz, or I just press their edges enough to where it looks naturally good, and that's it. So I like to use a little light hold hairspray, and then I go in and go over the ends because her hair is already silk pressed. So I don't need to hit everything. I just need to kind of get the ends and give them the shape that she's looking for. And so I use a little bit of hairspray, and then I just hit those ends, and yep, she's good. Okay, she's all done. I put a little bit of hair flare in the front. She just wanted it straight, but I'm like, let me give you a little something. So I put a little light curl in the front for her, just for her to enjoy, and she did love it. And I did end up going around her full edges and kind of laying those down with the spritz, so you can see that there, and it looks amazing. She has body and movement. She is genuinely shocked because she has just not seen her hair in so long, and she cannot believe how long it has gotten since I told her how far it was on her back, and she was shook. But she's not seen her hair straightened in so long. I told her, give me a shake so they can see it move, and she did a little shake for me. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. Thank you guys so much for coming on this journey with me, and seeing the results of my new flat iron. I'm so excited. I did get a chance to use my new ones, and sometimes when something is broken in, it moves differently. So I was like, maybe hers is just broken in, but I took a risk and I purchased them, and I mean, I love them. They are amazing. They're actually amazing. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a blessed week, and I will be back with more videos soon. Okay, bye.